My video for March 3rd, 2018 is entitled The Search for Solutions That Will Work. As I ponder potential topics for my continuing daily videos, I realize that I have anticipated real changes since my youth. That has been my life focus. Even before I realized how corrupt the world actually is, I had an image of the kingdom of heaven. It was, of course, very idealistic. I suppose that before things could get any better, the corruption first had to be exposed. Well, for those who are paying attention, that exposure has been happening in the alternative media. Even some within the establishment seem to be waking up and blowing the whistle. While dark forces have focused on creating a genetically modified version of humanity, there may well be an information happening simultaneously. By that I mean an internal process of transformation that alters our very perception and perspective of our own human lives. However it may play out, this may well be a necessary part of enlightenment. We must recognize where we have been and are before we will be able to rise up and become what I think we were intended to be all along. As I've been saying in recent videos, I've been struggling to find topics. It seems like all I keep doing is rehashing things that I've already put forth, and I'm sure for some people that can get old and boring, and I do appreciate those that stand in there with me and listen every day, and the many that do comment on a fairly regular basis. I really do appreciate that. I've been trying to keep abreast of what's going on in the world, and someone did send me a fairly long video about some of the corruption being exposed and the whistle being blown by people in the recent school shooting here in Florida. And when I first saw what it was going to be about, I was ready to send it to my daughter. However, there was too much mainstream stuff on it. And I'm not interested in realizing that the guy is reading. That's what the video was about. He was reading what he was supposed to be saying. And of course, there's a lot of that. The dark agenda is to present a certain perspective of reality that enables them to maintain the control. And again, as I've said in recent and even longer ago videos, the agenda is to reduce the world's population down to a manageable 500 million people, which is why they don't want anything fixed. They want to keep it broken. They want to keep us sick and eating unhealthy things in our diet and doing things that will not produce the result humanity wants. It will produce only the result that the elite establishment of run by, in my estimation, demons and dark forces. That's what they want to keep going, and what we would like to see happen are two very different things. And of course, those that have been brainwashed among us buy into the propaganda put forth in the mainstream media. What will it take? Now, a lot of the whistleblowing channels have been taken off of YouTube, and YouTube has just wiped out their whole channel. And that's happened with Alex Jones and actually many others, the Health Ranger. It's insane what they're doing. Anybody that gets a lot of response have been attacked. The young guy from Oregon is another one that was taken down. And many of us, as I said, are looking for solutions. We want a world where we are really free, but not free to violate others as the elite have done. The elite have wanted freedom to rape little children and to manipulate their own offspring and to do horrible things, to create wars and to create a system of enslavement that is as invisible as possible. But of course, with the internet, which was created by them to spy on us, it has been the alternative use has been to awaken us. And many of us have awakened to the sad reality that those that hold high positions of authority in all levels of our human culture, from religion to politics to the monetary system and the business system, all of that has been infiltrated and corrupted beyond imagination, so that they seem to have been getting away for a long time with atrocities, especially against children, especially against little kids. And when I look for solutions myself, I see Anastasia presenting a whole different story of our history and living a lifestyle that is actually transformative. It actually gives us something we want. No, I don't want to have bugs crawling all over me, as you know, to clean out my pores as she does. But by the same token, I want to have some of the talents, gifts, and abilities reawakened within me, where I can be transported from one location to another, not only on Earth, but even perhaps to other planets and galaxies. I don't know even what that looks like. I can only, it's a fairy tale to me. It's not a reality. I'd like to see some of those things become a reality in my own life. And then we would start to give birth to solutions that actually transform our society, not just us individually, but it has to start with the individual. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to happen in the greater society till it happens in enough individuals. And that's what I want to see happen. I want to see us come to the place where we recognize we have been dumbed down, where we recognize we have been limited by some forces that are not benevolent forces. They are malevolent. We must see that, and we must make the distinction. Now, people tell me, Ron, you can't judge. As long as you're judging, you're part of the problem. No, we have to use our discernment. If that's what judging is, then I'm judging. But it's using discernment to what builds and what tears down. And we must tear down that which has been destructive and build that which is constructive. We have to go through a complete metamorphosis so that instead of just being caterpillars, we can become the butterflies we were intended to be. And I'm using that, of course, allegorically. Neither a caterpillar nor a butterfly has a very long life, but we have the potential of having very long lives if all of the hindrances were removed. But we have to be willing to let go of things we thought were true. And we have to open our hearts and minds to new possibilities, not the possibilities of becoming slaves of a dark agenda, but the possibility of becoming enlightened beings capable of creating whatever world we want to create that is good for all beings. Can this happen? Will it work? I don't know. I don't know. But this morning, I have the feeling that it is what is needed to bring us to the place where we actually can experience love and peace and joy and all of the fruits of the Spirit that we label as positive. There is a positive and a negative, and they have to work together. Thank you, folks, for listening once again, and namaste.